bond that can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running. Toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of BWT. Today, I will be predicting the end of the season awards in Major League Baseball. But before I get into that, I want you guys to make sure that you are liking this video. Make sure you're sharing this video. Make sure you comment on this video. Hit that sub button. We're very close to our goal as a network. We just added two new shows to the network. It is RBO, Real Ballers Only, with Javon, and in the red corner with Tony, Ty, and Ricky. Make sure that you guys are showing the entire community some love. Yeah. Let's get into it, man. This season, it was great, right? We had a great season. Throughout the entire MLB, we had guys that had incredible seasons, and now we are being able to recognize them with some awards, right? So we've got the National League Rookie of the Year, American League Rookie of the Year. We got National League Manager of the Year, American League Manager of the Year, AL Cy Young, NL Cy Young, and AL MVP and NL MVP. All right, so the first one I'm going to go over is the Rookie of the Year. All right, so we've got in the National League, the three candidates were Corbin Carroll, James Outman from the Dodgers. Corbin Carroll played on the Diamondbacks, and Kodai Senga from the Mets. Corbin Carroll hit .285 with 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, and 54 stolen bases for the Diamondbacks. James Outman hit .248 with 23 home runs, 70 RBIs, with 16 stolen bases for the Dodgers. And Kodai Senga pitched 29 games. He had a 12-7 record, 2.98 ERA, 202 strikeouts, and 166.1 innings pitched. They all had standout seasons. That's why they are the three finalists for the Rookie of the Year. But for me, it was an easy decision. I'm going Corbin Carroll to win the National League Rookie of the Year. Doing what he was able to do in the leadoff spot for that lineup, taking them to the World Series. It was truly incredible. He started off hot in the postseason. and then towards the middle he kind of simmered down a little bit in that Philly series, the NLCS. And then he started turning around towards the end of the series, and in the World Series he was, in my eyes, potential MVP if the Diamondbacks were able to win that World Series. Um, he ran away with this award, so that's why I'm going Corbin Carroll. We'll go American League Rookie of the Year now. We've got Tanner Bibby from the Cleveland Guardians. We've got Tristan Casas from the Red Sox. We've got Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles. Right, Tanner Bibby pitched 25 games with a 10-4 record, 2.98 ERA, 141 strikeouts, and 142 innings pitched. Tristan Casas hit 263, 29 home runs, 77 RBIs, and one stolen base. As a first baseman, you don't expect stolen bases from that position, so that number being low at all. Um, and then we have Gunnar Henderson. He hit 255, 28 home runs, 82 RBIs, and only 10 stolen bases. That was a little alarming to me, that he only had 10 stolen bases, because he's a pretty athletic kid, and I just felt like he had more in the season. He was another one batting at the top of the lineup. Um, he was a utility player, so he played second, short, third for the Orioles throughout the season. Um, it's really a toss up between Tristan Casas and Gunnar Henderson for me, but I would say Gunnar Henderson just because of his team success. He was able to bat leadoff in a 100-win team that went to the postseason. Granted, they got swept in the postseason. He was still able to get there, and he performed pretty well in the postseason. Um, so that's why I am going with Gunnar Henderson to win the American League Rookie of the Year. Um, Now we go to the National League Manager of the Year, which was alarming to a couple people in the chat. Um, we had Craig Counsell from the Brewers. He ended up going 92-70, winning the NL Central. Skip Schumacher from the Miami Marlins. He went 84-78, third in the NL East, making the playoffs, exiting in the first round. And Brian Snitker, manager of the Atlanta Braves, he led the Braves to a 104-58 record. NL East champs, number one seed in the National League, ended up losing in the first round. That 5 days off that they had was it obviously took a toll on the hitters, right? Some might say that there should be a change in the format just to benefit the teams that were able to finish high in the seedings, but for me, I don't think it should change at all. If you are able to make it that far throughout the season, being a top seed in your division, in your conference, on the road to a pennant, on the road to a World Series appearance, you should be able to make it out of the first round. Some people would say that the D-backs manager should be up for this award, because he took them to the World Series, and nobody expected the Diamondbacks to make the World Series. But I mean, they were in the lead in the NL West for a good majority of the season, right? And then the Dodgers picked it up, and they were able to, and the Dodgers were able to win it. Um, the D-backs ended up second in the NL West. Um, but I'm gonna have to go with Brian Snicker on this one, um, for the amazing season that he had, regular season. 104 wins. That's hard to do. So, and he's got his team locked up for a while. So I'm gonna have to go with them, with Brian Snicker for this award. And in the American League, the three candidates are Bruce Bochy from the Rangers, Kevin Cash from Tampa Bay, and Brandon Hyde from the Orioles. Bruce Bochy led the Rangers to the World Series championship. Kevin Cash was second in the AL East, and Brandon Hyde led the Orioles to an AL East championship. Um, well, it's not really a championship, but they were able to win their division. This one's tough for me because, like, I feel like Kevin Cash is always in the running for this because his team is always in the mix at the end of the season. Um, but for me, I think this is a two-man race between Brandon Hyde because of what he was able to do with the Orioles organization, just being what they were a couple years ago. They started turning it around last year, and then this year they went off. 101 and 61 record to win the toughest division in baseball. Um, but Bruce Bochy able to come back after being retired, and come back in his first season and win the World Series. Um, I don't think you can compete with that. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Bruce Bochy to win American League Coach Manager of the Year. Right. Then we get into the American League Cy Young. You got Garrett Cole from my New York Yankees. You got Kevin Gausman from the Blue Jays and Sonny Gray from the Twins. Um, Garrett Cole went 33 games with a 2.63 ERA, 209 innings pitched, 222 strikeouts, 15-4 record. Kevin Gausman went 31 games, 3.16 ERA, 185 innings pitched, 237 strikeouts with a 12-9 record. Sonny Gray went 32 games, 2.79 ERA, 184 innings pitched, and 183 strikeouts with an 8-8 record. This one's easy for me. Garrett Cole. You read the numbers. He pitched more innings, had a better record. He had less strikeouts than Kevin Gausman, but he also had a lower ERA than him. So for me, and he's from my team, so I can't vote against my ace, Garrett Cole. I think Garrett Cole wins this award for American League Cy Young. The National League Cy Young, it was Zach Gallen from the Diamondbacks, Blake Snell from the Padres, Logan Webb from the Giants, Um, Zach Gallen pitched in 34 games with a 3.47 ERA, 210 innings pitched, 220 strikeouts with a 17-9 record. Blake Snell pitched 32 games with a 2.25 ERA, 180 innings pitched, 234 strikeouts, and 14-9 record. And Logan Webb pitched in 33 games with a 3.25 ERA, 216 innings pitched, 194 strikeouts, with an 11-13 record. For me, I don't even know why Logan Webb is here with that record. That's pretty bad to be in contention for a Cy Young. So again, this is a two-man race for me. Um, I'm gonna have to go with Blake Snell. What he was able to do in the last half of the season, he was incredible. He had like 4 or 5 straight quality starts of pitching past 6 innings. He had at least 6, 7 Ks in those games pitched. Um, and for him to have a 14-9 record, it goes to show how bad the Padres were this year because he was extremely dominant. That 2.25 ERA, that means that he was able to keep runs off the board. But the Padres offense just wasn't able to put runs on the board for him, right? And that's not a good recipe for success. If you got your ace going out there pitching the way that he was pitching, and then the offense just not able to do anything, you know? Um, so I'm going to have to go with Blake Snell. And then I believe the MVP for American League and the National League is pretty easy to to decide, right? We've got Otani from the Angels, we've got Corey Seager from the Rangers, and Marcus Semien also from the Rangers um, for the nominees for American League MVP. Otani hit 304, 44 home runs, 95 RBIs, and 20 stolen bases. Seager hit 327, 33 home runs, 96 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. And Simeon hit 276, 29 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 14 stolen bags. Um, I mean, how can you not vote for Shohei Otani for this award? I feel like it would be robbery not to. Um, Hitting 304 while also having to pitch every 5th day and be the ace and he would hit in the cleanup spot, and then when Trout and all the injuries happened, he moved up to like 2 in the lineup. So he was from anywhere between 2 and 4 in the lineup. For him to put up these numbers, and he missed like I think the last 3 weeks of the season, 3 weeks to a month of the season. So just imagine what his numbers could have been if he didn't miss that time due to injury, the Tommy John that he's gonna have to get his second one in his short career. Hopefully he can come back healthy because he's hitting free agency and he's about to get paid. And whoever is going to pay him is definitely going to be worried about if they're just getting a hitter or if they're getting the hitter and the pitcher. Because if they're getting the hitter, they might bump down the contract that they are going to offer him if they believe that he's going to be able to recover from this Tommy John and be the hitter and the pitcher, then I believe his price goes up because there's nobody else in the league that can do what he's doing. So it would be a crime not to pay the man whatever he wants. I'd say if he's able to pitch and hit, I'd say $500 to $600 million contract for Shohei Ohtani. If he's able to just hit, probably 3 to 4 mil, 3 to 400 mil. Um, and for the final award of the night, NL MVP, we've got Acuna Jr. from the Braves. We got Mookie Betts from the Dodgers and his teammate Freddie Freeman from the Dodgers. Acuna hit 337, 41 home runs, 106 RBIs, and 73 stolen bases. Mookie Betts hit 307 with 39 home runs, 107 RBIs, and 14 stolen bases. And Freddie Freeman hit 331, 29 home runs, 102 RBIs, and 23 stolen bases. That number, when I looked it up and wrote it down, just shocked me because I said earlier when I was reading off Tristan Cash's stolen bases that first basemen really don't steal, but Freddie Freeman is one of the best first basemen in the league, and for him to have more stolen bases than Mookie Betts, um, that goes to show that you don't have to be quick to steal bases, right? You just got to be smart, know when to go, pick the right time, and just trust yourself with all the homework that you've done on the pitcher's time holding the ball, his release, and all that, and also knowing the catcher. And I believe that the bases being a little bigger probably helped him too, right? The pickoff rule where you can only disengage 2 times, and then the third time, if you don't get him out, then it would be a balk, and he would be awarded the next base. So I think that also played a role in it. But I mean, 337, 41 home runs, 106 RBIs, and 73 stolen bases out of your leadoff hitter is incredible. Like, I don't think we'll see another season like this in a very long time. Acuna wins the NL MVP. For me, I think it's easy, right? I say probably Freddie Freeman ends in second place just because he hit for a better average, and even though both these guys did not show up in the postseason, like at all, they only had one hit between them both in the entire series of the NLDS against the Diamondbacks. They went 1 for 23 combined, and the only hit was an infield hit by Freddie Freeman that Zach Gallen was, I don't know what he was doing. He just wasn't doing his job and wasn't covering the bag in time. And Christian Walker had to field the ball behind the bag and then beat Freddie Freeman to the bag, and he just couldn't do it. Um, but I mean, yeah, man, Acuna is gonna win the National League MVP award. No question in my eyes. That dude put on a freakish season. Um, both MVPs, Shohei Ohtani and Acuna. If I had to vote for like an MVP of the entire league, not just conference wise, that's tough because Ohtani versus Acuna, they are two different beasts, you know. Um, on one side with Ohtani, you have the power hitting, power throwing unicorn. Like you will never see another dude like Shohei Ohtani in this game of baseball. There's been people in college, and of course, if you've tuned into my show, you guys know that I'm a baseball coach at the youth level. and also at the high school level. They are there's kids that want to be Shohei Ohtani, right? They want to throw as hard as they can. They want to throw 90, 95, whatever, and then be able to pick up a bat and hit the ball 400 feet, right? Just because of what Otani's doing, and they see that it's possible, and you don't have to be a PO, which is a pitcher only. You can do both. You can pitch on Monday, and then hit Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then hit and pitch on Sunday again. So there's going to be a lot of people that try it, right? Just because of what Otani's doing. But then you have Ronald Acuna Jr. Hitting 330, 47 bombs, like, and 73 stolen bases. Like, we haven't seen a season like that since Ricky Henderson. Um, stolen bases wise, uh, it's it's crazy. It's just insane. But for me, if I was starting a franchise and I had to choose Acuna and Otani, I'm picking Otani. Even with the Tommy John, because he's one of the most feared hitters in the game, right? Acuna, he struggled a little bit in the postseason. Um, don't know why, but his success in the regular season did not carry over to the postseason. But I feel like if Otani was to be in a position where he gets to the playoffs, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that with the Angels. That's why he cleared his locker room out and early in the season, right after his injury was announced. And I, I just don't know. I don't know if the Angels are even going to make the postseason. Um, I want to see Otani play in the postseason. No matter where he goes, I want it to be a team that is going to contend for championships from the time that they sign him until the near future. Uh, you guys know who I want him to go to, right? But it's probably not going to happen. Yankees probably will have their money going somewhere else. I'll get into that later on in the off season when I give you my Yankees prediction for the off season, free agency, what they should do, and stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I appreciate those who tuned in tonight. It means a lot that you spent time watching me talk about these awards. This season's done. It's a depressing time for all baseball fans, but every day that we move further from the end of the season is one day closer to a new one, right? I believe we're probably like 140 days away from opening day. So let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate such a great season. Even though the World Series numbers were not ideal, that was just because the teams, right? Nobody really cared about the Diamondbacks or the Rangers in that matter. But all the real baseball fans definitely tuned in. I know I did. I watched every single pitch, every inning, every run that was scored, every hit, all that. Not only because I'm a baseball fan and I love this sport, but because I do this on BWT, being here to give you guys all this information throughout the season. It's been great. Make sure you guys stay tuned for everything that I have planned for the off season. We're not gonna go away, right? Um, but yeah, man. Hope you guys have a great night. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.